There's also an example of the dictatorship. Um, here's the here's a dialogue. No, no. Let's see. The great socialists had ruled in the darkness. That's the place where the lower economical society of India. It's called the darkness, where they live. And so the great socialists had ruled the darkness with winning election after election, but now the rule was weakening. Um, okay, this one. And also there's a lot of chaos during the elections in India because all the interests and the corruption there is. And here's an example of how the chaos is shown. This is, there are three main diseases of this country: typhoid, cholera, and the election fever. This last one is the worst. It makes people talk and talk about things that they have no say in. Okay. And then here's how they were. Some people showering, fighting, and driving trucks that says rise against the rich, support the great socialists, keep the landlords out. And then our truck, like again using another different color of headbands, like the first truck, and said it clearly shows that a fight was about to break out. This is a clear example of how they caused during the election period in India.
Well, now is the major issue. There is corruption. This is a major issue in India that affects its economy. It's estimated that it goes to India $1 trillion each year, and also it makes that the GDP don't increases as it must increase. So also, 62% of Indians have first-hand experience of paying bribes, and also India ranked 85 out of 175 countries in the Transparency International Corruption Perception Index. In the last 5 years, India has improved its position. 5 years ago it was above the 100th place, and now it has decreased. And this is because the government is trying to make things better, and it's working a lot to fight against corruption. And also, the most large, and as the book is said, the most largest sources of corruption in India are the endowment programs and social spending schemes, as the school that were in the bill of Parliament, where the teacher the teacher the teacher steal the money. And also it says Raghuram Rajan is the president of the Bank of India, is the organism that regulates the money in India. It seems that too many people have got too rich based on their proximity to the government. And this is seen in the book as the animals, the stork, and they were really close to the governors. And then this is a poll made by The Economist in India, and it says that 96% of Indians say that corruption was holding their country back. But it's illogical to say that 96% think that, but 62% paid bribes. So this is some inconsistencies. And also they say that against what the Transparency International Corruption Perception Index said, they say that the situation had got worse in the past 5 years. This is the Indians' point of view, and this is the international point of view. And there are many examples of India as how there is this mines of gold, and with the corruption, some people steal money, and this money is valued in more than $1 billion each year. So
okay, here is an example of how the corruption works in India. Here the main character, Balram, is quoting his father. It's the way it is, my father told me against. I have seen 12 elections, 5 generals, 5 state, 2 local, and someone else has voted for me the 12 times. I have heard that people in other India guess to vote for themselves. Isn't that something? Here is clearly making a point on the corruption that there are many bribes that buying votes for the actual government. Here's another example of the fraud. Here the man of the government is making a list of the people that are going to vote in the shop he's working in. After they do the elections, everyone has voted for the Great Socialist. Yeah. Villach, who was the bus conductor, hammered in the wall a banner with the Great Socialist symbols and a slogan that says "Congratulations to the Great Socialist on his unanimous victory for the Laxmangar." Here, here is a clear example of how the government of the people that are close to the government already knew that the Great Socialist was going to win in an unanimous way, and then he was. And how they already knew, so they had a slogan for celebrating that it wasn't supposed to be that way.
You guys have 1 minute.
Okay. Yes. Here's the third example of how the corruption is like. There was an election upcoming, and the tea shop owner had already sold us. He said a quote for Balaram, from Balaram, and it was a close election. Here Balaram refers as a close election to something that the government had to pay more and more for the votes, for buying votes of the people. Here's more corruption again, government.
That's it.
And yeah, that's it.
So now for the class discussion, we're going to ask if someone could really answer that if corruption is so costly, why does India stay so corrupt? This is one of the main things we think. And then, well, in this point, it says that the corruption is a difficult system to eradicate from a government. And I read an article from a professor on economics of United States University, and said that even though it's adversely economic, it makes the rich richer and the poor poor. So it makes an incredible gap in this growing economy country, and so the people that is in power doesn't want to change the system.
Yeah, I was gonna say that even though corruption is very costly, and the people that are in power that have the money to stay in power only gain more wealth through corruption, so the benefits outweigh the costs. So in the end, they got like positive odds towards their favor. So whatever they're losing and keeping a corrupt government, they're going to be earning more through the same corruption. And it doesn't matter if they benefit from suffering of others or by destroying a certain political order, they will look for their own benefit. So I think that's a big part.
Okay, thank you.